To fix my hair.
Okay. All right, I guess we're live now.
I guess we're live.
So, welcome everybody to our first Sober Highway podcast live stream. I am super excited to welcome some amazing people to the stream. We have the amazing guys over at the Extra Duty podcast. Guys, welcome.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
What's up?
Oh, and you know what? Real fast, for my live stream, guys, we're on live with the Sober Highway. We're kind of triple doing this right now. There's a lot of things going on here. I apologize.
It's all good.
Go ahead, Dan.
So I figured the first thing we could do is just have you guys introduce yourselves. I guess just name, rank, and where you guys are from.
All right. Go ahead.
I'll go first. My name's Dallas Fernandez. I'm an E3. I'm a private first class in the United States Army. And I am from Wetumpka, Alabama. Yeah, I know nobody knows the fuck
I have no idea where that is.
Yeah, it's 10 miles north of Montgomery, whatever. Yeah, just.
What about you? Go ahead, Ransom. Oh, my bad.
My name's Blake Ransom. I'm a specialist in Army 4, and I'm from Whiteville, North Carolina.
All right. Well, my name is Josh Maria. I'm the creator and host of the Extra Duty podcast. I'm from New York originally. Yankees are the greatest team ever to step foot on a baseball field. Just want to put that out there.
Big oof.
At least we're not the Mets, you know what I'm saying? And nobody wants the Mets. Oh, I'm wearing mine.
So let me ask you this, guys. Are you guys all in the same unit? Do you guys do different things on base?
Yeah, no, we're in the same unit. We're just in
different jobs within our unit.
Exactly.
Okay, so what are your jobs within the unit, if you don't mind me asking?
So I'm a generator mechanic currently. I used to be an infantry guy for about 5 years. Then I got medically reclassed to be an infantry guy. And I currently I am a master driver trainer, so I train drivers to become military drivers.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Go ahead.
Nice. I'm a chemical specialist for the United States Army. I specialize in chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear warfare.
Ooh, okay.
So, yeah.
It's not as cool as it sounds.
Yeah, it's really not. It's really not as cool as it sounds. Yeah, I found that out when I got here, so that was cool. But yeah, basically just train my unit on the hazards of chemical warfare and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
And I'm a diesel mechanic in the Army. Just work on
Okay.
trucks.
So you guys all live on base down in Fort Bragg?
So these guys are not married, so they live in the barracks. I live in on-post housing, which I'm currently in right now.
Gotcha. Okay. So I gotta ask, because you guys are in the Army, I have a lot of family that has been in the Navy. I had my cousin was on the swim team at the Naval Academy. Is there a rivalry between like Army and Navy?
Yes, Army's 100% better.
Oh yes.
Like if we put it down into real perspective, right? So the Navy, it's a bunch of seamen, right? And the Army is a bunch of hardcore badasses. So yeah, no, there's a huge difference, and definitely
That's like a non-biased opinion.
So like when you guys have
it's non-biased.
So when you guys have like the Army Navy football game, is it like a big deal on base?
Oh yeah, 100%.
And we've won the past 3 years, might I add. Go Army, beat
Go
Navy.
Army, beat Navy.
Yes,
Beat Navy every single time.
Okay. One of my good friends, Andrew, he's a lacrosse player on the Navy team right now, and he said I'm pretty sure he said in his 2 years that he's been playing, he's won both years. So I guess maybe they're better at lacrosse, but I guess I can't.
I don't even know.
But all right,
What is
okay?
lacrosse?
Okay, but what is lacrosse?
What is
Who
lacrosse?
cares
What's
about
that?
lacrosse?
I guess lacrosse. I mean, it's more of like a northeastern sport. It's very popular up in the northeast. So
in New York,
I guess
is it there in New York?
absolutely.
Oh well, I've been in the hood my whole life. I don't even know what lacrosse is.
I'm pretty sure you played it before, you just didn't know about it.
So let's get to the main reason why we're all here. So I want to ask you guys, what what services are available for people in the Army? For people that struggle with like mental health issues or drug issues, alcohol issues, and stuff like that.
So I guess the first thing would probably be if just for mental health issues in general, embedded behavioral health. It is one of the greatest things the Army has ever done for
It really
supporting
is.
soldiers.
It really is.
I know that myself. I've been through EBH. I'm currently going through it again.
Same. I got my appointment at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
So the program basically is counselors who are hired within the unit or within the Army. Oh, excuse me, who come on?
That's okay.
Most are civilians too.
Yeah, they're
Let's
civilians.
point that out. Most of them are civilians.
I was.
Yeah.
That was going to be my next question. If the counselors are civilians or if they're,
Oh yeah.
They're
They're mostly civilians because they have obviously the good amount of training to help us out, and then there's also the SUD-C program. SUD-C, which was beforehand, it was ASAP, the ASAP program.
Well, it still is technically ASAP, but when you go through the program, it's called SETC.
Yeah. So the program is basically set in stone for you. So soldiers who have alcohol addiction or drug addictions, they can go through this program. The Army pays for it and everything for you to go seek that help that you do need.
okay.
You can be
Now-
either going by yourself. Oh, I'm sorry.
Is it something that you guys do? Like, are you guys allowed to keep your jobs? Are you like on leave while you take care of this stuff, or are you able to go to work and do stuff like that?
You talking about for SETC?
Well, for either of them.
No, I mean, like I said, I have my appointment at 10 o'clock tomorrow, so
Okay.
I'll go to my appointment and I'll go back to work. But as far as SETC goes, I used to go, I went there for a little over 10 months. It was like 10 months and some change. And I went every Thursday.
Okay.
So, every Thursday was a different topic. We actually had to take a class on, responsible drinking. And it was a 2-day
Okay.
class. There's a bunch of good stuff in there.
Okay.
A bunch of facts that I didn't know about, and it's actually, I recommend it.
No, oh
You know,
my God.
definitely, absolutely. And not only that, I had a really good counselor.
Yeah. So with SUD-C, I know the thing with SUD-C is that EBH and SUD-C, there are two options for you to go. You can either go of your own volition and choosing, or you can get command referred, where you're basically told you have to go,
Yeah, you don't want that.
and you don't want that.
You don't want that.
What happens if you get like, if that happens and you say I don't want to go?
Well, you're gonna get command referred. I had the ultimatum of either I go and basically check myself into this program by noon that day, or I was gonna get command referred.
Yeah.
So I ended up, going on my own choosing, and it just honestly looks better.
So with command referred, what essentially happens, so if I have to force you to go get help, then it's showing me that you are not capable enough to understand when you're having trouble. So as an adult, you should be able to do it. If you can't and you get command referred, then what it does essentially is it kind of puts a bad taste in people's mouths with you. And that comes also with the stigma of why we created
it also comes with like bad discipline, and like you can't tell this soldier anything, you can't
Yeah.
try to help them or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
like you said, it comes with a stigma.
Is there a stigma altogether when it comes to like being involved in these services? Like amongst your peers?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So
it's unspoken, but yeah, it's there.
Yeah, so the reason why we created this podcast is so that we can allow soldiers and leaders and anybody who really wants to come on and talk to basically come and talk about their mental issues without feeling as if, because what happens with a lot of soldiers is that the stigma that comes along is, okay, I'm a soldier, right? And I have a mental problem. I'm dealing with something emotional. What leaders start to believe that I've seen is that, okay, this guy's a problem. He already has issues. He's not going to be that good, right? And that's where it comes down to. The stigma that comes all the way around that is that soldiers aren't doing. So soldiers at home we're not at war right now. We're not. And I'm going to be honest. We're not out there. We're not in the trenches. We're not out there killing and doing all this stuff, right? What we're doing now is that we're trying to maintain our soldiers here at home. Like right now, garrison's the battlefield. And the stigma that falls around all of this is the issue that we're having.
Okay. So, I think that up here, I know I've worked with a lot of people that are, either in law enforcement or work for like the fire department or work for like Department of Corrections, and basically most of those uniformed services have their own like counseling services unit on like in house, which I think is really cool. But a lot of times, in my experience, when they have to enroll in these services, depending on why they're there, like they're not allowed to like go back to work while they're taking care of this stuff. So is that true with you guys? Like,
No, definitely not.
So now the Army is definitely focused on mental health. So
okay,
it used to be an issue. It's no longer
Okay.
an issue,
Okay.
and that's where we're at.
So now this EBH thing and the other thing you were talking about, Sud C, is that something that's unique to the Army, or is it something that all the different branches of the military have access to? Is it like called something different, say in the Navy or the Marines or something like that?
So
I would think so, because ASAP stands for Army Substance Abuse Program.
Oh,
So like I would imagine it's called something else for like the Navy or the Marines or whoever.
So for the Navy, it's called the Navy Substance Abuse Rehabilitation Program. They're essentially the same thing, just different names.
Gotcha.
Like it's
Okay.
the same program, but yeah, it's like the same or what do you call it? Not critique, but fucking what do you call it?
I don't know.
Whatever.
Critique is not the word.
It's not the word. I was trying to sound smart. It didn't happen. I'm sorry. My bad.
It's all good. You
It's
guys
concerning.
all sound very smart. It's okay.
No.
So
Criteria.
here's these are like the two important questions that I have for you guys. So, do you guys think that the military as a whole is doing enough for its soldiers when it comes to mental health and addiction and stuff like that?
So yes, but what we say a lot here, it's not. So the Army as a whole, the policies that we have in place are phenomenal when it comes to mental health. The issues that we're having is individual leaders who choose to live the old Army mentality, where just throw some dirt in it, you're fine. But the problem with that is that 97% of veterans who are currently outside of the military, who are male, have committed suicide because of that same mentality. The NCOs and higher up leaders that are in the military now who still believe in that, not saying all, but there's those onesies and twosies, they create this toxic environment for soldiers. So I say it all the time, and it's toxic leaders create toxic soldiers who become toxic leaders.
I've heard
And
that
when we
on pretty much every episode I've listened to.
And it's because soldier, when you have a leader who believes in that old Army mentality of, hey, just throw some dirt in it, you're fucking fine, right? What happens is that soldier is going to take that mentality and bring it along when he becomes a leader and tell it to his soldiers.
I totally understand that. I can't tell you how many times I've worked with people that come from like different cultures. Actually, in a lot of Hispanic cultures, there's that that notion that the male has to be the rock for their family, and rocks can chip sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a little, it's like for them, when they admit that they have an issue like with anxiety or depression, or that they may they have a drinking problem, it makes them feel like they're less of a man, when that's not really the case.
Yeah, and I can definitely stick with that because with my family it's the exact same way. My father passed away not too long ago, but
Sorry for your loss.
It's all right, but that my father was always about getting money, getting paid, trying. He was a hustler. He wasn't a good guy, but he was a hustler. Mm-hmm. And what my father taught me is that I need to be able to take care of my family. Like right now, that's what I do because in my head, that's how I always had to be.
Gotcha. Interesting. So what do you think can be done differently than what's going on now to kind of make it, I guess more to your liking? I don't know how I would say it, but like based on what the military's doing now, what do you think could be done differently?
They need to retire.
All the leaders need to retire?
No, not all of them, but the ones who are still stuck in that
That
old
old
army mindset, like he was just talking about, that old Army mindset was what 20 years ago.
It was 20 years ago when we
20
was
years
at
ago,
war.
man. Like,
We're not doing that no more.
like, dude, retired. You know what I mean? Like, or it's not only that. It's that learn from your soldiers and learn from your NCOs or whoever it is below you. You know, like if more than one person's saying the same thing, then it has to be true. You see what I'm saying?
So, in situations like mine, like when I've been supervising people, like I supervise people now at the hospital, but like I'm not trying to say that like I'm a dick when it comes to being a boss, but I like to listen to my subordinates and say, you know, how do you guys think we should be doing things? Like I get feedback from my subordinates, and that's how I like to run the show. I feel like, is that the case? Like, is that what you guys are referring to?
So no, the problem that the issue that like we said, the being a dick part, that's easy. That's your leader being a leader. Like the Army isn't. We're not a nice couple of people. We're not nice. I'm gonna be honest, right? The problem that we're having is not like Army in general. It's solid. It is one of the best places to be. It's an amazing stepping stone for anybody, right? And I love the military for that reason, right? The thing that we have a problem is the people who believe that mental health is not an issue. The ones that think that throwing some fucking dirt in it is gonna fix the problem. That's what I would change, because in the military, it's a great cohesive family. Once you're here, you're here. You know what I'm saying? But there's those individual leaders, and the thing is they're high up leaders, so you can't say shit to them. But those individual leaders are the ones who cause these problems with soldiers. I love the military for how hard it is and how much of an asshole everybody is. But when you're if I have a soldier who is dealing with so many mental issues, including like a death in the family, their girlfriend cheated on them, they're dealing through some shit, right? And you have leaders that just don't care about that. They tell you to buck up.
How do you think, like in an ideal world, how do you think those guys would get the knowledge that they need to be more open to, you know, being more compassionate towards their soldiers that have mental health issues?
So the Army has actually been very good with it lately. What they're doing now is, so now if you have an issue with a leader, they handle it the way they should have handled it. Obviously, there's some flaws in the military. We see flaws in every organization that's going around, every single organization. But if we have a leader that is not, but just recently I had a leader who was, he was not a very good leader, did not soldiers properly. He was just dead, right? And a soldier wanted to go EBH, told him he was a piece of shit. That leader specifically, this was a few years back, but that leader specifically was called out, and when he was called out, he lost his rank, he lost his job. He was Dunsky after that.
Is that like dishonorable discharge?
No, dishonorable discharge takes way too much. But he was forced retired. He was forced to retire at before his 18-year mark, which means he didn't get his full retirement pension.
Damn.
Yep.
I mean, that's your own fault, though.
That's your own fault.
That's your own fault.
As a leader, no matter what job you in, civilian or not, right? No matter what job, you have to be able to understand the people that's under you at all times.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not only that. I mean, not only about understanding, it's about as far as being in a leadership position, like they come first.
Of course. Hell yeah.
They come first. Like, your job is second.
Literally, there's actually a rule. There's one of the regulations. No NCO can eat until soldiers eat. Mm-hmm. The soldiers have to eat before any NCOs eat. Okay. And there's a book about it that our sergeant major is making us read, which is actually Leaders Eat Last, which exemplifies and talks about the specific, how you're supposed to put your soldiers first. The NCO creed specifically says that you will take care of your soldiers first. Your soldiers always come first.
Okay. I think that, this applies to, any position of authority when it comes to, like police officers, firefighters, like politicians, anything. Like, everybody is entitled to have their shit, if you will, but when you're in the spotlight or when you're in a position of authority, you do have to hold yourself to a little bit of a higher standard.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So when you fuck up, there's consequences, and I feel bad that guy lost his job and had to take an early retirement. But yeah, I don't know if I feel bad for him either.
No,
I don't. No, not even a little bit.
If you treat like I said, if you treat any subordinate in a way where, like our job that I made it my job, but what our job now is we're trying to rehumanize the military. For those of y'all that's listening, whether you were a drug addict, an alcoholic, whatever those things were, the military, and I don't mean to pitch a recruiting thing here,
Oh my God.
but what I'm saying is that the military is a great place to, one, get a restart or a start. It's the best stepping stone I've ever seen for soldiers, for people to get that new step, that new life. If you're a 34-year-old man, when you come to me, you're a kid. I'm gonna make sure you know you're a kid. But I tell you this right now, after that time of you being a kid, to me, eventually you become a leader. Because when you come in, you could come. How old are you, Dan?
I'm 28.
You're 28. I'm 27. We damn near the same age, right? Mm-hmm. Because I'm a higher rank than you, I'm gonna call you kid every single day that I see you until you make rank.
That's fine.
The reason is because age goes out the window. It's all down to respect and rank. Who's did more? Who's did what? Because our job is to make sure that we build you up. But the military, the programs, the schooling, the amount of information and education that you get, the places you get to go, the military, I think, is one of the greatest first steps or new steps that people should take. Because if you have mental health issues while in the military, there's help. And I'll tell you this right now. I love the amount of help that the military has been providing lately in the past 4 years.
That's fact, bro.
It has gone up so much, especially with the EBH, with the SUD-C, with the new programs like MFLAC for family care and stuff like that. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
I will say this, though. I think it's really important that, this stuff is available, because it's one of the things I always say is that there's no better person to help someone in recovery than another person in recovery. And
Yes.
I think you could take it a
Yes.
step further, especially when you're dealing with veterans and active service, is there's no better person to help a veteran in recovery than another veteran in recovery. Because there's
Yeah.
only there's really, like, I've worked with people that have been in the military. I've worked with people that have been in law enforcement. My dad worked for the fire department for 35 years. He was there on ground zero. He has seen some shit. I've worked
Really?
with cops that have seen some shit.
Props to him though. You know what he's talking about, right?
Yeah, I was there. I was there.
We're not talking about you right now.
Oh, I'm just saying. I know what it is. Like, I was on a fucking field trip when the towers came down. It was fucking miserable.
Anyway, props
Yeah.
to you. Props to your dad, bro. And thank him
Thank
for his
you.
service too.
I'll make sure to. No, thank you for your service. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't watch that episode. You already listened to it?
I did. I did want to ask you guys about that, but we'll save. That's my last question.
Okay.
But like,
That's funny.
those guys have seen some shit. You guys have probably seen some shit too. That, if you're not in the military, or if you're not in law enforcement, or if you're not in the fire, like, you just don't know. And the only people that you can talk to about it are people that do know what that stuff is and that have gone and have learned to cope with it.
Yeah.
So the stuff that you guys the services that you guys have, I'm assuming that's only for active service right now. And
No,
then-
so there are specific services are made for VA and veterans, and there are services that are made specifically for EBH, but EBH SUD-C, that's for veterans and for active duty.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think if you're like retired and like a civilian that's working on post like a contract,
Yeah, I think you still get to. Yeah,
I think you can go there too.
you still get the benefits as well.
Okay. Have you guys Joshua? Have you ever been to any of the VA hospitals down up here in New York?
So I have not actually. So when I was actually getting medically reclassed, I went on leave for a bit, and I went to New York. I spoke to a VA guy, but other than that, I mean, it was just a long line to get in. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I think is not on the Army. That's on the government itself. The VA's it's tough.
Yeah, I've heard some not so good things about the VA. I've heard some pretty good things about the VA. So it's always nice to hear feedback about that. The last thing I wanted to ask you guys about, because when I heard this episode, I was like, I have to ask them. This whole thank you for your service thing, I could totally understand why you guys. I could totally understand why you guys feel this way. But before I ask you my question, can you guys very, very briefly explain your attitude or your mindset behind the "thank you for your service" expression?
So, how I
Hey,
feel about it,
Move into your fucking mic a little bit, kid. Turn your mic.
I'm pretty sure they can hear me.
Okay.
But anyway,
Fucking novice.
how I feel about it, it's just, this is just like a job I picked at the end of the day. It's an organization I joined, you know, so it doesn't feel right kind of to thank me for something I chose to do.
Okay.
I mean,
How do
it's
you
an
guys
au-
feel about it?
It's just kind of awkward.
it's an awkward
You.
question, dude.
Look at you being sweet.
It's just an awkward question. It's just an awkward statement. It's like, essentially, when you say thank you for your service, it's essentially the same thing like saying, I'm your waiter and I just bought you food and I say, hey, enjoy your food. And then in my head, I'm like, oh, no, you enjoy your food. You get what I'm saying? And that's how it feels when people say thank you for your service. And then it's like, it's just weird. You know what I'm saying?
How you get them back, you gotta hit them with that. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support. Yeah, you gotta flip it back on them.
So, what? Like, I think that a lot of people don't know that people in the military don't really, I guess, don't really care for this expression. So, what types of things are more like make you guys more receptive, or like what things would you prefer people to say instead of "thank you for your service"?
What you got?
Well, I was gonna say buy me a beer, but I mean,
Obviously not.
obviously not. But I'm just saying like something like that, man. Like just buy me a pack of cigarettes or something.
Well,
You know,
I've read a couple things online, and what people should probably say to service members is more like it's more along the lines of, how are you doing? Are you like, you know what I'm saying? Stop saying thank you for your service and actually talk to the service member. Feeling like somebody cares matters more than you just saying thank you for your service. It for a lot of soldiers, it's low. What's up with the volume? For a lot of soldiers, thank you for your service it's a trigger for them. I met a guy that somebody says thank you for your service for man. He had a PTSD flashback from a little Iraqi girl that he tried to save. She said thank you so much for helping me, and when he heard that thank you, it instantly brought him to that same. So when you go up to a veteran, ask them how they're doing. Don't say thank you for your service. It kills them a little bit.
I was trying to figure out how I can express my gratitude for what you guys do. And,
Free merch.
well, if I had,
man.
I wish I had merch to give you. I was trying to think of like what I can say to express my gratitude for what you guys do, and I guess what I came up with was, not everybody chooses the career path that you guys have chosen, and that comes along with its own set of consequences. And I think for you guys to take on this career path is very noble of you guys, and you guys are some of the strongest people I know, and I appreciate all that you guys do.
Well, we definitely thank you for that.
Thank you for yours, man. I mean, you have a noble profession yourself.
100%.
Doesn't
You get
take
paid how much?
a weak-hearted person to do what you do, man. And coming from somebody who is a recovering addict,
Yeah,
that's-
same.
that speaks volumes of your character, bro. Is what I'm saying.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, do you guys have any questions for me?
Actually, yes, I do.
Yes.
I've
Go
been
ahead.
I'm jotting a couple things down in there. So, as a I know for a fact that in New York it's one, you don't make that much money, right? Because of your job specifically, and I know that. Why did you do it? Why do you do what you do? Because one thing is this, right? Fuck what I do. What you're doing is completely more admirable than what I do every day.
Definitely.
Well, there's one thing that social workers say. I know I say it all the time, is social workers are not in it for the income. They're in it for the outcome. You know?
Wow.
I like that.
I like
Yeah.
that.
I like that a lot, actually.
So if I was doing this job for the money, I'd be doing it for the wrong reasons. One of the things that I get joy out of doing is helping people, you know, do a 180 and kind of get their shit together, if you will. You know, because more often than not, when people come to me and see me either at the outpatient clinic or, you know, when I would see them come into the emergency room, they're in a really low place. And just even admitting that they have a problem with drugs or alcohol is a lot for them to do. So if I can help them with that breakthrough and help them do that 180 and get their life back together, that just makes me feel so good.
Yeah. Like, all right. Well, so I guess my next question is probably going to end up being, with the veterans that you've dealt with so far, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are you a recovering addict yourself?
Okay. This is a very good question. I personally don't like to share whether or not I'm in recovery with the listeners of my podcast as well as my patients, for this one reason. As a social worker, ethically, we're not obligated to disclose that.
Yeah.
And because once I do, it becomes my therapy session and not yours.
So you like to maintain from. That's why I don't tell my story on here.
Lawyered, bro.
Yeah, that's why we don't tell our story
like
here. We give it to the other people to tell their story.
Right.
You know, I like that.
Plus, I also like to, you know, I like to have my patients listen to this stuff. So if, you know, let's just hypothetically, if I said, hey, I'm not in recovery, or, you know, I've never touched a drug, I've never drank, I've never smoked or anything like that, they're going to be like, well, who the fuck is this guy? How is he going to tell me how to be sober?
Yeah, what the fuck I'm doing? Because I understand that.
One type of thing, right? Yeah.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said it takes one to know one type of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, right, I get you.
And you're right. An addict is definitely more like capable of helping another addict, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, I when people ask me that question, I just say, you know, I went away to college. You do with that information what you will. You know.
Okay. Good.
That's
All
pretty
right.
much
I guess my next question, right? So this is an important question. I think this is one of the most important questions we're gonna ask on the podcast today. So I need everybody to understand and listen to the answer that he gives.
Okay.
Who has won more World Series wins? Just say, that's all I'm waiting for. Just say it. Go ahead, say it. Just say it for the camera.
Dodgers.
No, that's a lie.
Definitely not the Dodgers. That's cool.
Oh, so who was it?
Who's won more world championships?
Yeah.
Well, if we're going all sports, I believe it's the Montreal Canadiens.
No, oh no. We're talking about. I said World Series.
Oh,
World Series. Go ahead, just answer. It's fine.
Unfortunately, I have to say it's the New York Yankees.
Oh, the Yankees. All right, that's all the time we have today. Now that he admitted the Yankees, great team.
Let me tell you something. I am 28 years old. I have never seen any of my favorite teams win a championship in my life. And
sad.
I am convinced that's very sad. And I am convinced that it will never happen.
I mean, hold on. Look at the Bears.
I was about to
109 years.
Yeah, I mean, the
108,
Chicago Cubs won
108
the World
years.
Series, what, like 2 years
I mean, yeah,
ago?
the Cubs, 108,
Cubs,
108
yeah.
years curse. Come on.
I mean,
But I
it's-
actually have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Something that you know, just from coming from somebody who used to be an addict. Do you ever keep in touch with like your old patients, like once they come out of, I guess, recovery? I don't know what your program is, but you know, once they complete the program or the steps or whatever, do you ever like keep in touch with them, make sure they're cool or like, or what?
You mean as far as like having a cup of coffee with them or like getting something to eat with them like that, or
Well, I was just gonna say
to
like just more like a text message, like, hey man, like how you doing, like that sort of thing.
Well, usually when someone completes the program, like at the outpatient level, when someone would complete a program, we would check in with them, you know, once a month after they've completed and check in with them, see how they're doing. If they want, you know, offer them the opportunity to come back if they feel like they need to. After like the 90-day mark, we don't really have as much contact with them. But we always encourage people, like if you want to come by and say hello, you're always you're always welcome to come in and see if if we're here, if we have a few minutes and we can talk to you, then we're more than happy to do that. I've actually seen, I've been fortunate, well, I guess maybe unfortunate. I've bumped into a couple of my former patients out in the community, and it is kind of awkward because it just so happens that every single time I bump into a patient of mine, like a former patient, I'm always with someone, and they come up to me and they're like, "Hey, Dan, what's going on? How are you?" And I'm like, I'm all right.
I'm good. What's up?
Right, and it's usually just a keep it moving type of interaction,
Yeah.
And once that person walks away, like it happened with my girlfriend and I, we were at 7-Eleven and this girl walked in and she comes up to me and she recognized me behind the mask and she comes up, she goes, "Dan, what's going on? How are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing okay. Hope everything's well with you. All right, gotta go." And my girlfriend looks at me and she's like, "Dan, who the fuck was that?"
Oh, I love that, man.
That's how it always starts.
And
It was a fun ride home.
and I can't say anything. I was just like, it's just somebody I know, and it's hard because legally I can't say she was a former patient of mine.
Yeah, because
Right.
then that defeats the purpose of them even going
There's
there.
no-
You
right,
break
there's
trust
no
with you.
Right? There's
Yeah.
the confidentiality has been breached, and then God forbid I could get in trouble. I just don't want to take that risk. I'll just be like, I don't know, some
blame you.
weirdo.
Well, Dan, I got another question here. So, how do you feel? From your perspective, I mean, as a civilian, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to rehumanize the military, right?
Mm-hmm.
And from people that you've spoken to that's not veterans or just regular civilians, what is the perspective of other people from you through you that you've seen about the military or have heard?
What have I heard people say about people in the military?
Yeah.
I don't. It's not usually a topic that comes to mind when I talk with my peers. I mean, usually when we talk about the military, it usually comes down to like politics, like should we be spending money on the military and all that stuff. And yes, I think we should be. But I don't want to get into politics with you guys because
please
but
don't.
like
We don't do it.
We don't
Right.
do that here, man.
good.
Our current like tech guy in the back is like super excited once you said the word. I don't want him to even get involved.
I mean, like once like my patients used to ask me all the time, like who did I vote for? I'm like, I'm never going to tell you who I voted for because once you know who I voted for, your whole opinion of me is going to change. So
Yeah,
forget
I
it.
agree.
So I think I don't think I've ever met someone who doesn't support the troops.
Okay, that's good.
Because you guys are like that's why we pay taxes, is to pay your salaries.
And we pay taxes to pay our own salaries.
That's true. That's very true.
You get my point?
Yeah.
I think that if any of my friends were to encounter someone who is either in active service or is a veteran, they would most likely turn around and say, "Thank you for your service." Can I actually tell you a funny story?
Man, bring it.
So my dad used to work for the fire department, so he used to bring home all this amazing gear, like shirts and whatnot. And there's this one like sweater that he brought home. They call it a job shirt, and it's basically just like a thick like quarter zip. It's like a quarter zip sweater. It's got the FDNY patch on the shoulder. It's got the Maltese cross on one side, and then it's got your name stitched on the other side. Right? So he got one with his name on it, which is the same as mine, obviously, and he just got one of my size. And I like to wear it all the time.
Yeah.
Because it's lightweight and it's super comfortable and it keeps you nice and toasty in the winter.
No,
And so one day I went snow tubing in upstate New York and I was wearing it, and one of the guys that was running the snow tubing place, he was like, "Oh, are you in the fire department?" And I was like, "Unfortunately, no, but my father is. He got this for me." And he goes, Was your dad working during 9/11? I said, "Yes, he was." And he goes, "Tell your father I said thank you for his service." And I'm like, You didn't make me uncomfortable. So like I could
see,
I could
it makes you
totally
uncomfortable. It's weird. It's just weird, man.
Yeah,
God.
Like
I don't even like talking about
that,
it.
it makes you feel like that entire episode. I've listened to it once, and I was like, ugh. Me hearing it, I'm just like, oh, bro, why did I make this episode? Because that was an entire episode of cringe.
After we recorded it.
Like I hated myself. Remember, I was bitching about it the entire time.
Yeah.
Right afterwards.
Yeah.
now
So bad.
that I'm thinking about it, I've actually seen. I wanted to get your take on this. I've seen a couple videos floating around like in the past where people like fake that they're like in the military, like they
Stolen valor. Stolen valor.
So,
That fires me up.
all right, let's talk about it.
All right, so look, stolen valor. So the problem with stolen valor is right with people in the civilian world wanting to pretend to be, service members and do shit in the military, right? It's just a little bit weird because I just don't understand it. We as service members are like, why do you pretend to be in the military?
It feels like when you run into your ex and she's still wearing your clothes.
Oh, that's what it feels like.
That is exactly what that feels like. And it annoys the shit out of me. And I hate it.
I just think there's no point of it. Like, I mean, I understand there's a law against it now and this, that, and a third. I just feel like it's very simple to end this, right? Hey, where's your cat card?
Or what unit were you with? Where are you stationed?
Yeah, where are you currently right now?
Where's your MLS?
That's it. And if they can't answer none of those questions, just leave it alone. Like all these guys are searching for stolen valor guys. Fuck those guys. Like fuck the stolen valor people. You know what I'm saying? It's funny to watch, but I mean, me personally, it doesn't really matter because I know I'm in the military. I don't know how you feel about it, but I just think it's funny at this point.
Mad because I've had friends of mine who bled in that uniform. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you're right.
You're like parading that shit around like you're hot shit when really you're nothing. I don't know. It kind of irks me a little bit to be real with you.
I get the impression that most people do that just to kind of like get the perks of being in the military, like discounts and shit like that.
Not anymore.
Right.
When I was a brand new guy, like I used to use that as like my pickup line. Girls loved it, but now it's like they don't.
I don't even like telling people.
Like I don't. I mean, what I do because it's become very dangerous for soldiers to say that they're soldiers nowadays.
Really?
No, in Fort Riley, back when I was in Fort Riley, if you went to Manhattan, which was a college town, if they knew you were military, they'd jump you, they beat you up, they try to steal your dog tags. Really? Soldiers get killed every day because people think they got money or they can fight. It's very dangerous for soldiers. I remember a time when soldiers were the up and up. Everybody loved soldiers. We supported the troops and stuff like that. Nowadays, I feel like we've lost our humanity. We've lost the idea of what we're doing here. And I just want to get that back.
And another example of that too is like say you're PCSing, which is where you're going from one duty station to another. Mm-hmm. You can't like say you're going overseas to like Germany or fucking Korea or wherever. Yeah. You can't fly in uniform.
Yeah, because it's gotten dangerous. Because it's dangerous to fly. You can't fly in uniform anymore. Overseas in general, you can't get on a plane in uniform.
I don't think you can go off base in uniform either if you're over there.
No, you can go off base in uniform.
Okay.
No, you can go off base in uniform.
Well, I would imagine.
Oh no, in Germany. Hold on, wait.
No, you can't.
You can't go off base in uniform in Germany. Oh yeah, the only people you cannot go off base. Thank you. Oh, that's our camera guy in the back. Yeah.
I would imagine if you have to go off base to do something like work related, like then it would be different. Or even if it's just like if you're off the clock. Is that
so work related? What about Davis? What about work related? Like, do you have nothing off post work related in uniform? So no. And he just came from Germany, so I can trust him. I think.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Say you just got say you running out of gas, right?
Yeah.
You in uniform, you going off post to gas station, right in front of the post. Literally, there's one.
Yeah.
You can't go there.
So you can't go off post in uniform to a gas station. So yeah, you can't do nothing.
Gas station, not even go to the drive-through to get nothing to eat.
I didn't know that.
Not
See.
even to the drive-through.
So off post is not allowed.
Nope.
Well, damn. There you go. There's the answer.
I got to tell you a funny story. And have you guys ever been to? Have any of you guys ever been up to West Point? Like,
No.
Do you guys never been up there?
I've never been there personally. Have you ever been there?
Where?
West Point.
Army College.
No.
The War College.
No.
dog.
No.
Okay, cool.
I
There
went
it
to
is.
Fort
That's
Hamilton
where
once.
those dumbass officers go, bro.
Hey, hold on. You
I'm
can't
sorry,
say
so-
that.
I'm
No,
sorry,
you can't
I'm sorry,
fucking say
I'm
that.
sorry. I'm sorry. No,
Sorry,
I'm
sirs.
Sorry, sirs. man.
What you do is important.
Thank you for
Let-
your service.
Your mic is muted.
Before
No,
I
just
get
not talking.
Huh?
Just not talking.
before I get into the story, is there
Sorry.
is there a way that people act towards like the officers that came from West Point? Like what's your take on people that graduated from like came into the Army that didn't go through West Point?
Okay.
Did you just mute me?
Yeah, I just muted you. So, so officers, regardless of what officer comes where, officers are still treated with the exact same respect the military expects us to treat them with. Because officers they are in charge, but the only thing is that there are two types of officers that I've seen in the military. There are the ones who listen to the NCOs, and they're the ones who say they're an officer.
And those are the ones I was talking about for the record.
Yeah. So the ones that say they're an officer is the ones that don't take guidance. So the point of an officer and an NCO to be working together is basically the guidance. So
For my listeners, what does NCO stand for?
non-commissioned officer. So from corporal now and up to sergeant first class, sergeant, sergeant major, all those ranks and whatnot. So that in particular, right? So the goal, there is no officer that works by himself, him or herself. You always have a non-commissioned officer with you, be as a guide because you work together. But there are those officers that we had a lieutenant years back, and his name was Lieutenant. We called him Lieutenant Dan because he was like this tall. He was like, "Hey, sir, you ain't got no legs." And one day he tells me, "Hey, when we go out to the field, I want y'all to bring an OE25. I want you to bring a big giant radio stand." And I was like, "Sir, no." I have a radio on my back. I have a radio right here where I can communicate. And he's like, no, I want you to bring one. I was like, "Sir, no." And then he was very consistent about it. And then the platoon sergeant comes in and is like, "Hey, we're not doing this." He's like, "No, you are, because I'm the officer. I tell you what to do." And then we tied him up and put him in
You're incriminating yourself. Shut up.
Oh yeah, my fault.
There.
Anyway, but essentially what happened is that just like there are those two types of officers. Officers are one of the most important key factors within the military that we need. The NCO is the backbone, but the officer is the brain. We're there to support them as much as possible.
That's solid.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I think the Army should pay me for that brand.
I
Trademarked.
feel that.
You know
I'm
what
the
would
same.
be go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. No. I was gonna make it funny, but whatever. It's fine. Go ahead.
I was gonna say like one of my goals for my podcast is eventually to get it to the point where the company that I work for, the agency that I work for, would end up sponsoring my podcast. And I was gonna say maybe at some point, if you guys get big enough, maybe the Army will turn around and say, "Hey, we'll pay you guys to make this podcast full time."
Hey, you're messing up my fucking plan, man.
My bad.
We're only in season 2, bro.
We're all seeing. I'm trying. No, so my actual goal, honestly, is not to get the Army to pay for it, but to get sponsors that basically gets at least just slightly sponsored by the Army, because we do give a lot of good feedback. Hey, by the way, Sergeant Major of the Army Grinston, if you're seeing this, I want you on my show. All right. If y'all don't know who Sergeant Major of the Army Grinston is, he was my old Sergeant Major a while back ago. He's a phenomenal Sergeant Major, and now he's Sergeant Major of the Army, which I knew he was going to be, which I won a $50 bet for that.
And guess where he's from? Alabama.
Whatever.
Mic drop.
Sorry for that input.
So, do
Yeah.
people that from the South like have like a certain hatred towards people from up north?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm from
Why?
the North.
I mean, I don't know, because your food sucks and your weather sucks. And
Our foods? We have
People-
Spanish food. What do you have?
we have
Barbecue.
southern cooking. Okay, have you ever met anybody that says, "Hey, I want some good up north cooking"? No, it's always, "I want some good southern cooking."
I've heard I want some
Get out of
Spanish
my
food.
face.
If you go to New York, you can go to, and I can walk down the block in New York,
Hey,
right?
How many,
Hold
how
up.
many national championships y'all got? Because we just got the Natty last year.
Wow.
Oh,
And I'd like to point out that we're like above.
Your mic is muted.
No, it's not.
It's muted.
Is it muted?
Yes, blinking light is muted. Look,
No, that's
stupid.
what's been on the whole time.
So you've been muted this whole time.
No. Have I been muted?
Press the button.
Look at your mic.
Just press the button.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. That's wild.
I'm so
amateur hour
disappointed.
here, but-
That's my soldier.
No, the first you said it was muted, so you put it to the fucking blinking light, and then I've been sitting here like a fucking idiot the whole time because you thought it was muted to start with.
Hey, thank you for your service, bro.
Thank you for your service, buddy.
Anyway, so like anywhere above the Pennsylvania line doesn't have sweet tea, so y'all
We have
are
sweet tea.
automatically at disadvantage.
We have sweet tea. It's just not that sweet.
No,
Exactly.
no, you have
There's
cold
natural
tea with
tea,
sugar
that's
base.
ice,
It's different.
We have iced tea.
Yeah,
We have coquito. Hold on, do you got coquito?
What is Texas?
Texas is Texas.
That's Hispanic
Texas doesn't
eggnog.
count, bro.
Oh, my bad.
Texas is literally
What about
Texas.
Mexican?
Hold on, what? Look, you guys aren't even on the show. You're not. You're just a crew. Stop. You guys are just a crew. I'm sorry. My crew decided to talk up.
See what you started, bro.
Hey,
You see what you started.
You started some war that I have to deal with now. Thank Dan.
Yeah, like he was saying, he just said.
do you have
I will-
seafood?
Man, I love Deos.
Yeah.
I will say this
I know
though.
what oatmeal is.
I love me some good Southern barbecue.
It is,
And,
yes.
and let me tell you,
I love
it's
them.
hard to find good barbecue up here. There is good barbecue up here.
No, yeah. BBQs.
Have you what did you just say?
What?
What did you just
Oh,
say?
what did
But you know BBQs in the Bronx down that fucking Riverdale part.
Let me tell you this. I know that I come from New York City. I'm not too fond of the Bronx. Just saying.
Look, basically you're the nanny now because you came from Flushing, Queens, and you've never gone anywhere else. I'm Mr. Sheffield.
You're literally the only person who knows what the fuck that means.
You've never watched The Nanny?
No.
He's too young.
Oh, he's
my
too young.
God.
That's wild. I love The Nanny.
I just started watching the show Friends. Please tell me you guys
Oh.
have watched Friends.
Yeah,
You've
I've
never
watched
watched Friends before?
End the podcast.
And the podcast? Shut up. You've never watched Friends?
Me?
Yeah.
You're talking to me.
Yes, I'm talking to you.
I'm up to like season 7 right now.
But this is your first time watching it? Me and my wife has watched it at least 8 times, dog. Like,
But hear me out. I've heard of the show. It's not like I've never heard of it. I just chose
Oh,
not to
man.
watch it for all these years.
okay. Do you think Ross is a good guy? Just tell me
Oh
that.
my fucking God.
Yes.
You
my
think
favorite.
Ross is?
He's one of my favorites. He's my favorite.
Do you think they were actually on a break?
What the fuck is happening?
Oh my god. I swear to god my girlfriend's going to crucify me for this.
Were they on a break?
I kind of think they were. I think they were.
Can you not ruin this for him? Is that okay with you?
No, I'm not ruining it. So there's,
No, don't say anything.
my wife,
Don't say anything.
my wife's gonna hate you. My wife's
They
gonna
don't
hate
watch
you.
They don't watch the show, so they don't deserve to know.
No, yeah, and my wife will hate you because she hates Ross.
I used to watch.
Joey is the greatest person. No, you know what? Chandler is the greatest person on. Fuck you,
Yes.
Curtis. Heard me.
I'm over it.
Why would you yell at Curtis?
But
Man.
going back to the food. I was gonna say the barbecue up here is not as good.
No.
I will also say there are a lot of fast food places that I would love that I wish they would come to New York, but they won't.
Zaxby's isn't that good.
Go fuck yourself. Zaxby's is better than Chick-fil-A.
Honestly,
Suck ass.
Oh.
Yes.
Wait.
Zaxby's
Let me-
is better than Chick-fil-A. All y'all.
Yo,
fuck off.
Chick-fil-A got my order
Yeah.
wrong once, and I was like, you know what? That's how God meant it to be. Because you know what? It was that good.
Zaxby's
Oh,
better.
they
than
have-
KFIV.
This kid, who's kid is
Do they have Raising Cane's down there?
Hey,
or
your
no?
fingers in the way.
They do. Yes, they do.
They
yes.
do. They do.
Yes, they do. But that's like a Louisiana thing.
Okay. Is it
Cane's
is
a
it good?
Louisiana thing. Yes.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yes. Cane's is really.
Cane's is very good. I had it in Kuwait, weirdly enough. When I stopped in Kuwait, we went to the mall.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they had Cane's in Kuwait. It's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, it's fucking delicious.
didn't know that.
Yeah, it's weird. Look, I've never felt so. I went to the Kuwaiti mall, and I've never felt so poor in my entire life. I started at like H&M, right, where things were like $5-6. I was like, cool. And then by the time I got to the end of the mall, I saw some guy grab a cigar lighter that was 300,000 Kuwaiti dinar. So if y'all don't know Kuwaiti dinar into American dollars, it is one Kuwaiti dinar is 3.3 American dollars. So he spent 300,000 Kuwaiti dinar on a cigar cutter.
So like almost $1 million on
Almost a fucking $1 million,
a
dog.
cigar cutter. Wow.
Yeah. Imagine how poor we feel.
That ain't it, G.
That ain't it.
That ain't it.
Wild.
But have you ever been to the South, bro?
Yeah, I mean,
pretty lit.
I have some family that lives in Texas. Like,
Oh, God.
I have some people. I used to have family that lived in Dallas. Actually, still have family that live in Dallas.
His family lives in Dallas.
No,
Dallas
I
from
am
Dallas.
It's different.
Inside of Dallas, I'm sorry.
I also
Kids.
have family that lives just outside of Houston. I think they live in Katy, Texas.
I know where that is. That's on the other side of Houston, going towards San Antonio.
Hey, if you ever
Yeah.
come to North Carolina, though,
I know
you
that
know
is.
you have a place to come and look
Dude,
at.
yes, absolutely.
100%. We'll
And
take
I
you.
will make some great Southern barbecue for you because that's what I do.
I'll
Okay.
take you to Dale Seafood.
Dale Seafood is phenomenal. If you ever come down,
I just started trying crawfish. I love crawfish now.
dude, I haven't had crawfish
Greek
yet.
lobsters, it's my favorite.
Like when it rained a lot in high school,
It's
they'd be,
crafish
like, walking
season
down the
actually
hallway
right now,
like
too.
they own the fucking place.
I
Fun
will.
fact.
Not
If
fun,
I
though?
if I ever come down south, I'm gonna stop in North Carolina and come see you guys because I think that would be
Please.
awesome.
Oh yeah, no,
Come
we'll
here.
definitely find some. We'll definitely find time to get you over here.
Yes.
We'll bring you on posts and stuff if you can, and we'll.
You can see Fort Bragg, man.
Okay, I'm down for that. And if you guys ever come up north, like we have to, Josh, we have to show them all the amazing spots.
I'm down with it. Look, we'll go to the Bronx, right? But bring a gun.
I don't like Yankees though. So.
You don't have to go to Yankee. You know what? Look. I can tell you this right now. There
No,
are
not the Yankees.
There are more.
Actual Yankees.
There are more.
Like northern people.
You ever have Hispanic food before? You ever had Dominican food?
Yes.
In Dominican, there's this spot that I've gone to since I was a kid with my father. It's called the Liberato, right?
The what?
The Liberato.
I don't know what that means.
It's on Burnside in the Bronx. It is the greatest Dominican food. They make the pork chops. They make everything
I don't
so
even know what
perfect.
Dominican food consists
You ever been to?
of,
All right, what about Little Italy? You ever been to Little Italy?
Of course.
You know Gino's, the one that makes that has the cannolis that they make from scratch right there. Oh my God, Gino, yo, cannolis.
Just
Have you
by the
ever-
look on
wait,
his
wait.
face, I want to go there.
Wait, have you ever had a cannoli before, Dallas?
I have not, no.
You've never had a cannoli.
Dude, fuck off. I'm from the South.
Oh my
we don't
God.
have cannolis down there. We have okra and crawfish.
Oh
Oh,
my
gross, that shit,
God.
though.
This is the
Oh,
guy that
really?
he'd rather eat an eclair than actually eat a cannoli. I got you.
Oh my
What the fuck
God.
is a cannoli though?
You don't know what an eclair is either.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know what that is.
Oh my God, it's a fucking
Okay.
long donut.
So a cannoli is basically it's like a hard doughy shell that like they deep fry. It almost looks like it's like a tube. And then inside the tube they pump in like sweet cream and it's like they put chocolate chips in it or they can put like nuts in it and you just eat it like it's like a tube.
It's delicious. They got chocolate
Here,
chip-
wait,
That's
I'll-
eclair. Hey,
No, that's a donut, bro.
no, that's eclair. Now hey, get him a show him a
Hold
cannoli.
on.
No, he
I'll
was showing
show
me
you.
a picture. He was showing me a picture, and I was like, no, that's a donut.
Hey, for those of you, I'm sorry guys. For those of you that are watching on the Extra Duty page, right? So or on the Instagram Live. So this happens a lot, right?
These are cannolis.
That's
Oh,
a
it's
cannoli.
great.
That's not a fucking
It
crepe.
looks like a fucking crepe.
Don't these look amazing?
Look at that shit. That's fucking phenomenal
It
right
looks
there.
like-
Look at this.
It does,
Look at
it
this.
does. It looks like a fucking crepe. It looks
Look
like
at this.
a crepe burrito.
A
That's what
bacon
it looks like.
cannoli.
Oh shit, hold on.
Oh wow.
I might make that fucking tonight.
You don't know how.
I can't make a cannoli.
I bet you won't make it tonight.
I won't make it tonight. I don't got the stuff.
No, he's not gonna make it for
Look,
Rob.
I won't. No, you guys don't. Look, first thing, you guys aren't even allowed in the main house. You tracking that? You guys stay in the fucking garage.
Let me
guys-
I'll
definitely
tell you
try
this.
it, though. It sounds
I
so
will
good.
tell you this though. How are your bagels down there? They're probably trash, right?
We have an Einstein's bagels. The only good thing about this bagel is the salmon and cream cheese. That's it.
I'll tell you this. If I come down there, I'll make sure to bring some fresh New York bagels.
There you go. That's the
Okay,
right
how about
answer.
this? How are y'all's biscuits up there then?
First thing, you got Popeyes down here. Shut up with your dry biscuits. Shut up.
You don't even know what good biscuits are, bro.
I don't. And you know why?
know you don't.
You know why?
Why?
Because you came over here with KFC. That's KFC on the staff
he
desk right
came
now.
over here with KFC.
It doesn't
Don't put that-
matter.
Don't put that on
You
me.
guys are
Like,
gross.
Nobody ever does shit for us to eat, so I bought a $20 bucket. Now you're shitting on me for it. Wow, that was
Yeah, yes.
out of my own fucking pocket.
I appreciate it, player.
Yeah, like see, only David appreciates it.
Look, man. Oh, Curtis does. What? Did you even get chicken?
Only black.
Oh, my fault, dog. Well, Yeah, this is the most I'm not gonna lie to you. During this live show is the most I've ever interacted with my crew, and I hate it. You guys supposed to be quiet.
This is literally my first episode back, or
Oh, by the way, guys that are listening at home, this is Dallas. He's back
Yeah,
for
I'm
season
here.
2.
Yeah, sorry guys, I had a temporary.
He was depressed. He was going through some shit, but he handled it, right?
Yeah, I was definitely in a rut. So this is actually my first time back. So
Let me ask you this: outside of West Point, what's your guys like teams for college football?
oh,
Come on. You're going to start this, Dan?
Roll
Okay.
Tide, my dude.
Roll Tide. Okay.
He's a he's a Bama fan. He's always been a Bama fan. He
I'm
stays
from
a Bama.
Bama. Fuck you! Don't look at me like that.
I was just
Roll
looking-
Tide.
I just got my ass.
Look, at least look. You know what's better than being? You know what? Honestly, I'd rather be a Bama fan than an Ohio State fan.
That's true.
Or Georgia Tech fan.
And my
Georgia
buddy played
Tech.
for
Well-
Georgia Tech. My buddy played for
Or
Georgia
Texas
Tech.
A&M.
Yeah, I don't fuck those guys.
I'm like, Tar Heels, obviously, and Gardner Webb.
You know that the Panthers are the worst team. I mean, the Carolina Panthers.
That's
We're-
definitely an NFL team.
I know, but I'm saying, hold on, but I'm saying anything that comes from North Carolina so far has been sucky.
No, wait a minute. I will say, were you just about
What's
to
up?
say that the Carolina Panthers are the worst team in football?
I mean, now it's the Patriots simply because now we have Cam Newton. Cam Newton
Well,
fucking's garbage.
I was gonna say that the New York Jets are the worst team in football.
No, so the Jets. I'm gonna be honest with you. The Jets aren't that bad. They're not that bad. The Patriots have fallen. The Patriots have
Yeah, they
fallen.
lost Tom Brady. Tom Brady literally was like, he
Brady,
picked
yeah.
a team and was like, hey, you guys want to go to a Super Bowl? And he took them to a
And he took him to the fucking Super Bowl.
I don't blame him for
7
going
times.
to Florida.
7
Fuck.
fucking
It's
times.
warm down there, man. I don't blame him for
Yo,
doing that.
it shouldn't be called the Super Bowl. It should just be called, hey, Tom Brady, welcome back.
I actually saw something online the other day. It was like if you took Tom Brady's career and you cut it in half,
Okay.
like the first half, like both of those careers are Hall of Fame careers.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
He's been to 10 Super Bowls in his 20-year career.
That's ridiculous, dog. That is ridiculous,
That's
dude.
wild as fuck.
Like, I
Basically,
can't.
I gotta
He's won
give
7
him
of
this.
them, bro.
Yeah.
No.
He's the GOAT, 100%. It
He
sucks.
is the
Hey,
guy.
but you know
I
what?
mean-
You know who I love as a quarterback? I don't know how we got into sports, but either way, you know how I love as a quarterback? Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers. Those are like my 2 number 1 picks
He's
in fantasy.
retired, I think.
I will say,
No, Drew Brees. Drew Brees just retired.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
He's retired.
I will say though, I hate to admit that Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time because I just did an interview. Josh, you know Tim from that Twitter group that we're on.
Oh, yeah.
He's from Boston. From Boston.
From Boston. He lost his khakis. He lost his khakis.
Bob.
Hey, Tim, we love you if you're watching.
Hi Tim. Hello.
Hello, Tim.
One of the things I did with him was we talked about like Boston stereotypes, and one of them was Tom Brady is God, and he said 100%. Tom Brady is God.
Yeah, I can agree. You know what's crazy? So me being from New York, I actually only like one New York team, it's the Yankees, and then I'm a Celtics fan and a goddamn Patriots
Oh, that's
fan.
crazy. Nobody fucking asked you. What happened?
Yeah, you just bought this phone, right?
What happened? Dude, if you break my $1,400 phone, I will fight you.
Why did you pay full price?
That shit look like booty.
Are you kissing a dog or your child?
It's definitely my child.
Oh, it was just the hair that blew me away.
Want to get hit?
She's
my child.
no, she's adorable. My kids look like animals, though. Jesus.
Well, hopefully, you guys have enough. You guys have enough content for your episode because I think I got more than enough.
Oh
I
yeah,
got more
no,
than enough.
we without a doubt do. I mean,
Sure we do.
but then again, we're awesome all the time. So
Definitely. I wake up and I'm piss excellent.
what are you looking at me like that for, kid? Like he is one of the oldest members on our crew, right?
How
Yet
old
he
are you?
acts. No, he's the youngest member. I'm sorry, he's the youngest member on our crew, but he has been on the crew the longest, and he's second longest. But
No, because he took a break and I've been here.
A break,
Yeah.
mother,fucker. I didn't get fired.
I mean,
Don't lie to these
you've been
people.
fired once,
Don't lie to these
twice.
people. Yeah, but I got rehired in the next 12 minutes, so it doesn't fucking count.
But he acts as he still doesn't talk that. I mean, you can check this entire feed, and he's spoken for maybe 5 minutes total the entire time. Maybe less.
That doesn't mean much though.
He's horrible. He's good at the lights, though. He's very confident about his lights.
And his flower notebook that he used to have. I don't, do you still have that?
No, it's still here.
It's
It's somewhere.
It's somewhere fun.
There is nothing wrong with a flower notebook.
Oh no, I'm not bad. I'm not hating on
No,
it.
no, of course not.
Like, see, the thing was when I bought it, it was an agenda, and I didn't really care like what color it was as long as it had the months and the days. And
Hey, did
it
Colonel
happened to
Madrigal
have
get on yet?
flowers on it.
Hey, look. Hey, so Dan, there's somebody that I'm gonna hook you up with. It is it's right here. Donald G. Skip Mondragon, doctor.
Oh, I can totally read that.
Oh, don't worry about it. You'll read it eventually. But look, what I'm saying is, I'm gonna send you his contact information, right? I'm gonna make sure it's cool with him that I send you his contact information.
Absolutely, yeah.
But he is a veteran. He is a colonel, Toastmaster, grandfather, father. He is a phenomenal guest. That when he came on, like he sent us a book. I've read his book at least twice right now. I've read it once by myself, once with my wife. But he talks about depression in the military from his perspective and what he was going through, and it was beautiful.
That's solid.
He would be the perfect person to come talk to you. It may not help with the addiction part, but it'd be able to help
way.
with the emotional status.
I'm down for that. Absolutely.
But he's a great guest. Great guest.
Okay. I'm down for
He's
that.
got a dope ass last name, so like.
Yeah, Mondragon is.
That's what I'm saying.
He's badass.
That's tough, dude.
No, yeah, he was in the military for like what was it? He deployed for 37 months total, in the military for 26 or 27 years. Like that guy was 26 and a half. That's what it was.
He's a monster.
That dude, and he was a chief of medicine. And y'all should buy his book. Wrestling is not for wimps. You should check it out for as well.
Okay,
Like
absolutely.
wrestling with depression.
Yeah.
All right. dude.
I think that's it. I
Yeah,
think,
no,
I think
yeah.
that's all we have.
I think so too. Yeah, I mean, want to give your outro for your guys, and I'll give my outro for my guys.
Okay, so thank you guys for checking out the live stream. Please make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms, all of our social media platforms, because I don't want to.
Yes, ours.
I don't want to forget about my co-host, because we do. This is a collective effort here. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and I can't remember the other ones. But make sure to follow us on all those platforms. The links for those are in the description of the video. Also, check out our sponsors, Brainwashed Coffee Company. Go to brainwashedcoffeeco.com. Use the code SoberHighway checkout. Get 20% off your coffee order. And also,
Word.
We don't have a sponsor.
if you guys really want some good coffee, definitely check them out. There's some it's decently priced. It tastes amazing, and 50% of all of their proceeds are donated to people in addiction recovery. So,
Oh shit!
I'm
Hey,
so for
please
it.
support them.
Could you hook us up with a sponsorship? We're still looking.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll let them know that you wanna talk to them, and yeah,
Hell
absolutely.
yeah.
They're always looking to network.
So
Absolutely.
guys, from Extra Duty's perspective, from our side, look, I love you guys. We're extremely happy to have you guys. Make sure you guys follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the platforms. You can find us. Yeah, you can find us all on our link tree on our Facebook, Instagram, any of those pages.
YouTube.
YouTube, we're on YouTube now.
No.
That's pretty good. You weren't on it.
And I also
but-
put your link tree in the descriptions of these live videos too.
Hell yeah.
You're a saint among men.
Hell yeah.
I
We'll
love
put
you for
yours
that.
as well. Hey guys, this was a collab. It was an experiment to see how it worked out, and I actually loved how it
think it
came
was
out.
good.
And we're definitely not only gonna do this again, Dan, with you, but we are gonna get other people. Pixie, watch out! I'm coming for you, dog.
Yeah, I'm down to do this whenever you guys want. Just hit me up
Yeah.
and I'm down. As long as it's on one of my days off.
Too
Absolutely.
easy. Too easy.
Now, I want to say to our listeners, too, I'm sorry I've been gone. I've just been dealing with some shit, in my own way. But
You're
You're
back.
here back.
better fucking late than never, right?
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
Here to stay this time, bitches. I'm here for it.
All right, guys. Well, I'm here to sign off for Extra Duty.
I'm a solid number 2.
Solid number 2.
You're the shit. You're the shit.
You're the shit. That's what it is.
Shit. And
Go ahead,
I'm
sign it.
just like the lights guy.
Okay, and I'm Joshua Maria, guys, and thank you for coming into our live stream.
yeah.
I love you guys.
Appreciate you,
I love you guys, and I love you. See you later,
All right,
Danny.
brother.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Someone to hit the hang up button.
I got
Just
it.
leave studio.
I got it.